Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whenever you are watching this. Start the class. Welcome to the summer session of English 102. I'm Professor Renaldo. Before you dive into the coursework, there's just a few things that I want to go over with you to help kind of make this as smooth of a class as it can go. My course policy for summer courses, for online courses, work at your own pace. So all of the assignments are up from the beginning. Everything is due by the last day of the semester. Now I recommend breaking them, the modules down into chunks. So maybe like 1 week you work on one module, 1 week you work on the next. However you choose to do it. I understand, you take a summer online course because you have limited time. So take your time with it, work at your own pace. I will be available for office hours, by appointment, online, okay, online office hours. So when you need me, you reach out, you give me a list of times that work for you, and I'll figure out what works best for both of us. So what you're looking at right now is our Canvas shell. So when you log into Canvas for your course, this is what you should see. Obviously it's unpublished right now, but this is what you're going to see. The very first thing that we're going to do, you see the modules on the left over here. We are going to, I'm going to go through the menu here. Now these you won't see. Okay, these are hidden, they're just for me. The first thing you see is Thinking Storm Online Tutoring. Use that if you have any issues, if you need any help. The syllabus is very important. We're going to go over that in this video. I'll go over the modules. You can see your grades. Chat we most likely will not use, but we could. Big blue button. If you need a online conference, that's where it will be. Access to the library, access to the bookstore, and the handbook. These you pretty much don't really need, but they're there in case you choose to look at them. So to get started, please review the syllabus. We're going to do that together. So here is your syllabus. Summer 3, 2023. Starts on July 5th, ends on August 8th. Taught with an instructor and students in an online capacity. Students are encouraged to work at their own rate during this course. There is my name. Here's my contact information. Now, if you need to email me, that is the email to use, or you can use the inbox button over here to the left on Canvas. If you use the inbox button on the left, it will get sent to my phone so I can respond faster, but I will be checking my email relatively regularly, about once a day. I'll be checking my regular email, but the Canvas email is the fastest way, it's the best way to get in contact with me. All electronic communication between you and I must be through sussex.edu email accounts or the Canvas inbox. I cannot accept any email coming from your Gmail account or your Optimum account or your .mail account, anything like that. Cannot take. Office hours via Canvas online video conference by appointment. So the course information, it's English Composition 2, 3 credit online. This course introduces students to critical analysis of short fiction, poetry, drama, and the novel. Written assignments are based on the readings. Critical thinking, reading, and writing skills learned in Comp 1 are further developed. You will write a research paper demonstrating understanding of literary criticism. I'll get into that in a little bit. You need to have a grade of C or higher in English Comp 1 in order to take this course. They are pretty good about checking those things before they allow you to register, so everybody should be fine, but just double check. There's no textbook required for this course. Links to the reading and visual materials are located in Canvas, and many are delivered through a site called commonlit.org. Now, I have made this as simple as possible, and I will show you guys when we get into the modules. I am using CommonLit, but you do not have to. All of the readings have been uploaded onto Canvas for you. Okay, but if you choose to use CommonLit, here is our course code. You just go to commonlit.org and search for that course code, 8YGPD6Q, and it's right here in your syllabus. On CommonLit, I'm going to show you here. So on CommonLit, nope, I have to add that. Common Lit has activities. It has guided reading. You don't need to do these. Okay, it'll help you with definitions, with footnotes. So you don't need to do these, but you can. All right, you'll see here. Here's what the text looks like. And it's got these guided questions here. Some of them might have assignment questions and discussion questions. You don't have to do those. That's why I don't like using Common Lit, because it makes students feel like they have those extra assignments. You don't. And like I said, everything is uploaded onto Canvas already for you. In a manner deemed appropriate by the instructor and approved by the department, students will be able to demonstrate knowledge of the elements of fiction, poetry, and drama. Demonstrate the ability to read literature and criticism with insight and sensitivity. Write an essay about the literature using the principles of good writing as set forth in Composition 1, Unity, Coherence, Development, Mechanics, and Style. Write an essay employing scholarly peer review sources using current MLA format for collecting sources and citing references. So I hope you all are up to date on your MLA. You know exactly what to do. If not, there are resources on here that can help you. Demonstrate the ability to critically analyze and synthesize literature in order to examine the relevance of literature to personal, academic, and professional life. Okay. Course topics are the introduction to literature, elements of literature in all its various forms. So we're talking plot, narration, symbolism, setting, theme, and character. Contexts of the literature, so historical, biographical, social, literary, all those different backgrounds. Visual resources such as film to help support the analysis of literature. We're not going to be using videos or film to replace the literature, but kind of just to bolster our understanding, to support it, to help make things more clear. Introduction to literary criticism, and writing about literature. Now here is my trigger warning for the course. Okay, and I will only say this one time, so pay attention here. Several of the selections you will read for this course are brutally blunt in their renditions of life. Several deal quite frankly with subjects that you may find offensive or perhaps triggering. Some stories deal with violence and sexuality, in some cases involving children. Likewise, the language in several stories is blunt, frank, and to some blasphemous, including the infamous F word. Be forewarned. If you find such subjects and language offensive, and therefore feel you are unable to read the story and respond to it, I strongly urge you to reconsider your enrollment in this course. Of course, you may choose to not respond to the topic for that particular reading assignment, but you would obviously lose whatever points the topic is assigned for choosing not to do so. Most literature does not intend to convey a moral or a lesson. At its best, it reveals as life reveals. But like life, our reading of fiction evokes our emotions and judgments. Narrators and literary characters express their beliefs in what they say or do, and as we read, we respond to their words and actions through our own beliefs, comparing their choices with our own and approving or disapproving as they meet or fail to meet our expectations. While most good literature does not teach or preach, it does explore and reveal what it means to be human and provides us with substantial opportunity for learning and self-understanding. Okay, so there are topics that will be coming up in these readings that might trigger you or offend you. Deal with it or don't. That's basically what this is saying. You are forewarned now. So if one of those topics does come up, you can't come back and say, well, I didn't know this was going to be in here. It's telling you right off the bat, okay? One of the hallmarks of a college education is learning how to think critically about what you are learning. What does it mean in our course? Well, critical thinking is the ability to look at a scenario from varied viewpoints without your inherent bias of right or wrong, to see a problem, analyze it, and come to a logical, well thought out conclusion. It means thinking outside of the box and outside of your own world view. A good critical thinker can evaluate statements to understand if they are valid. They can contribute and combine information from multiple sources into one coherent argument, and they can fully explain the new consolidated knowledge in terms that a novice audience can understand. Assignments such as our response papers, the The course serves as an introduction to the various purposes of different literary genres and concentrates on the expression of human concerns through literature. The class will focus on personal enrichment and enjoyment and will strive to instill a long-lasting appreciation for the work studied. Since literature involves the whole person, mind, and heart, and is unlike any other activity in this regard, an understanding and appreciation of literature is necessary for a well-rounded and educated individual. Hopefully, each of you will gain from the class a starting point for a lifelong curiosity about and a love of various genres of literature. You will build on the writing skills you learned in Comp 1 as you compose your responses to the works that we study. Course policies. Now, most of these, it says all, but most of these will be found in your student handbook and are considered part of this course syllabus. The handbook will be found electronically by going to that link right there. You can also find it on the left. Academic integrity. Students are required to perform all of the work specified by the faculty and are responsible for the content and integrity of all academic work submitted, such as papers, reports, and examinations. See cheating and plagiarism in the student handbook. Examples of violations of the rule of academic integrity include the following: knowingly represent the work of others as your own, using or obtaining unauthorized assistance in any academic work, receiving or giving assistance to another student during a test, possess, buy, sell, or use material in a manner not authorized by the instructor, act as a substitute for another person during an academic test, attempt to influence or change one's academic record inappropriately. You have an obligation to exhibit honesty in carrying out your academic assignments. Consequences for cheating and plagiarism include written warnings or an assignment of an F grade for the assignment or test, or for the course if it continues. If the student is found guilty in more than one case, the student may be subject to disciplinary action. Cheating on examinations through the use of unauthorized aids or inappropriate resources is forbidden. In addition, plagiarism or the unattributed use of another's words or ideas through either direct appropriation or paraphrase is a serious breach of academic standards. Students have an obligation to exhibit honesty in carrying out their academic assignments. For consequences of cheating and plagiarism, see the student handbook. So this one doesn't really apply to us because there's no live class, but if there were, then this class wait time policy would apply, so we can skip that. Regular attendance to all lectures and labs is expected and will be taken. Students are responsible for the material. So again, attendance and cell phones, these three, class wait time, attendance, and cell phones, don't really apply to us because we're an online course. So there is not a live session at all. So we'll skip down to here where it says attitude. In this class, this one's mine. In this class, we respect each other and understand that every individual has a voice. Anyone who treats another with disrespect or displays behaviors that are not acceptable will be asked to leave. You are an adult and you will be treated as such. In turn, you are expected to behave as such. So there is going to be interaction between you in the form of a discussion board. Let's keep the discussion board civilized, okay? Debates, arguments, discussions, those are encouraged, but keep them respectful. Attendance, you're expected to attend all in-person and remote delivery classes and to adhere to the written requirements and consequences. Class attendance and academic achievement are recognized as being interrelated. There may be times where I may say, hey, if everybody is available to log on at this time, we can discuss this. If if too many people are having issues understanding something, that would be one of those times. Otherwise, there is really no attendance because you're working at your own pace. Homework assignments, including readings, are not optional. They are mandatory. You are responsible for completing every assignment by its due date in order to successfully pass the course. All assignments are to be submitted. I'm going to edit this because you can't submit them in hard copy, but they all need to be submitted via Canvas, and I will show you guys how and where to do that. Cheating and plagiarism. You as a student have an obligation to exhibit honesty in carrying out your academic assignments. Be aware, no plagiarism of any kind will be tolerated in this class. All of the work that you hand in is to be your own. When using outside sources, proper MLA citation is necessary. Any student caught plagiarizing will receive an automatic failure for that assignment. A grade of 0 will be given. Any subsequent instances of plagiarism could result in an overall grade of F for the course, and further disciplinary action to take place at the administrative level. This is important to understand. Integrity is a skill that you will need in order to succeed, not only in this course, but also in life. Taking a few extra moments and putting in a little extra effort now will save you a lot of headache down the line. This next part is an addendum that I just had to add this semester, so you are the first class to have this addendum in your syllabus. As it pertains to the use of artificial intelligence, or AI, when writing your papers, students are encouraged to refrain from the temptation. This is an online course and all work will be submitted electronically. All work is subject to submission to one of several AI detection software programs. The use of AI is strictly forbidden when constructing your essays or any of the other assignments that may be included in this course. Any student found out to be using AI will receive a 0 for the assignment and will not be permitted to resubmit. And I did have a student use AI this past spring, so I have experience, I have history with this, and that student failed my course, which is difficult to do. So do not use AI. Don't be tempted. Make sure the work is yours. We will find out because your papers are subject to being run through AI detection software, as well as plagiarism detection software. As this course is an online work-at-your-own-pace course, grading participation is tricky. Each reading will have its designated assignments, but each week will also feature a discussion board question. This question is designed to help students interact with one another and will count as your participation grade in the course. So you'll need to do the discussion boards every week. They'll go up on Sunday and they will close by Saturday. The first one, it will be up at the beginning of the course, so you'll have a little extra time with that one. But we will have discussion boards. You will have to do them. You will have to answer the discussion board and respond to another student in order to get full credit for it. Email is an important tool for communication between you and I. Many documents, reminders, or questions will be sent via email, so make sure you check your email often. I will only accept emails from your Sussex email or via Canvas for quicker response time. And to ensure your email is correctly sent, it's recommended that you use the Canvas emailing system. Again, on your Canvas, that is this little guy right here that looks like a letter going into an envelope. The online environment. You are expected to log on and check the course at least once per weekday. As with any class, changes may need to be made to the assignments or the syllabus. If this is the case, I will send emails or post information under the Announcements tab. You can't click the Announcements tab, but they'll show up on the home page. Okay. You are responsible for making sure you're checking your email and the announcements at least on a daily basis. I do not expect you to check it on the weekends. I will not be checking it on the weekends, but feel free to check on the weekends if you want. You may also visit settings and sign up for alternative notifications, like push notifications on the Canvas app if you have those, if you have the Canvas app. As this is an online work-at-your-own-pace course, there are no set due dates for the assignment. Each assignment will have a due date set in the prompt, but I encourage you to work at a rate that is comfortable for you. So I've gone ahead, because I have to put a due date in for the assignments when I upload them into Canvas, I've gone ahead and made the due date for every assignment the last day of the semester. For your sake and for mine, I do not recommend turning in all of your assignments on that day. I recommend working at your own pace and handing things in as you go. This is an accelerated course, so, it's work at your own pace, but make sure that you get everything in. You may be given some opportunity to earn extra credit points throughout the semester. They're given at my discretion, and you'll be informed of the criteria for those extra credit points. It's usually no more than 15 extra credit points can be earned. They may not be used to replace a grade of 0 unless otherwise stated, and they will not be accepted if you're missing 2 or more regular assignments. So the course requirement: all formal research papers submitted for this class must be typed, double-spaced, and submitted on or before the due date and time. Works cited page must be the same document as your paper. It is not a separate attachment. Library research will be a component of some of your papers. Any assignment that requires basic research and citation will receive a failing grade if it is not completed in the required MLA format, which was taught to you in Comp 1. There is a guide to the format in such books as the MLA Handbook and Quick Access, both of which are available in the library, and there are links in this course that review the style. My office hours, as I said, I'm always available by Canvas email during the week. I don't really tend to check it on Saturday or Sunday. I never ignore you, so if I don't respond to your email within 24 hours, just assume I didn't receive it and resend it. I had the issue last semester of so many emails coming in at the same time that emails from students got lost. So again, if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, email me again. That's why I say it's best to use the Canvas email system, because I always get that. It comes up on my phone. So I will be available for live chat. I will try to set aside 1 hour a week at least. I will tell you all at the beginning of the week what day and time I will be on. Or again, you can email me and get an appointment and we can meet that way. Sources. Since this is a college writing course, only peer-reviewed sources are acceptable for research papers. If you're unsure what constitutes a peer-reviewed or scholarly source, there are videos and links in the course. If you have a valid Sussex County Community College ID, you can access the library databases online with your barcode, and those databases will return peer-reviewed sources. If you use unreviewed sources, including but not limited to Wikipedia, don't use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a source. Schmoop, SparkNotes, you will not receive a passing grade for the paper. Those are not scholarly sources. All papers submitted in this class must be composed exclusively for this class, must not be previously submitted to any other class, or previously published in any form. If you're taking this course for a second time, you must compose new papers for this class. All due dates for course assignments are listed on the syllabus and the course calendar. They're all August 8th. Grading and evaluation. This course has institutionally approved student learning outcomes that are aligned with program and general education outcomes. Assessment of these course outcomes will be based on observation and measurement through the use of any of the following methods: rubrics, written papers, quizzes, tests, projects, homework, class assignments, discussion boards, demonstrations, presentations, and class participations. Methods of assignment may be individualized to each course. So here's how it's broken down. Participation and attendance, 10%. So that's basically 10% for those discussion boards. Your midterm essay is 15%. Quizzes are 20%. Response papers are 20%. And your final research essay is 35%. I'm going to go over each one. Again, for participation and attendance, it's going to be those discussion boards. Your midterm essay, 500 to 800 word essay analyzing the use of one or more elements in a story of your choice from the selections we have read in class. So those elements that I'm talking about here are plot, theme, symbolism, narration, setting, character. Any of those 6, you choose any of the stories on the syllabus, and they don't have to be before the midterm. You can pick any of them after the midterm as well. Any of the stories or poetry on our syllabus, and then briefly compare those elements to a separate work that we did not discuss in class from any medium: a novel, a film, a TV show, a poem, another short story, a song. I'll give you guys an example. In the past, I have had students examine a story that we read in class called Sonny's Blues. It's the story of 2 brothers and their relationship and how it was strained, and then it's them coming back together to form this new bond, this new relationship. And I've had students write their comparative essays on the characters of those 2 brothers, or the plot of their eventual reconciliation, and compare it to the show Supernatural, compare it to the song Blurry Face by 21 Pilots. I've had them compare it to the movie Brothers with Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal. So that's an example of what you can do. You will most likely, as you're reading these stories in your head, go, oh, this is just like, when that happens, write that down, because that can be a potential essay for your midterm. The essay is to be in MLA format and turned in via Canvas as a doc or a PDF file. Do not send me a Google link. I will not accept Google links. I will not accept a link to a Google file. You have to send it as a PDF or send it as a Word file. Something physical, not really physical, but not a link to your Google essay. I've found that what happens is students will send the link to the Google essay without sharing it to give themselves extra time. There's no reason for you to have to do that because this is work at your own pace. The file, I want them saved as your last name dot first name dash midterm. Okay, and all of your essays throughout the semester should be saved like this: last name, first name, and then essay 1, essay 2, essay 3 is fine. Throughout the course of the semester, you will be assigned several quizzes that will examine your comprehension of the stories we will be reading and discussing. They will be multiple choice, true, false, some short answers. They will be mandatory. I reserve the right to assign pop quizzes without prior notice. The lowest quiz grade will be dropped from your final grade. So if you don't do too well on one of the quizzes, don't worry. The lowest one gets dropped. Response papers. You will be given a prompt regarding the stories at hand and will be asked to complete a 2 to 3 page short essay using MLA format and text from the story or a poem to support your thesis. These essays are not book reports. I don't want you to just regurgitate back to me the events that happen in the story. Okay, you're given a prompt to focus you on thinking critically and answering questions critically, not just this is what happened A, B, and C. They're analysis essays, which means that you must use your critical thinking skills and be aware of how each story you read makes you react. The lowest essay grade will be dropped from your final grade as well. Your final research paper, 800 to, that should say 1,000 words. 800 to 1,000 words, identifying and analyzing any story, film, television show that you choose. It does not have to be something we talk about in class. Anything at all, and you're gonna just analyze it. You can choose to analyze